First off, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to those elders and apostles out there from Great Millstone who teach and rule well. A lot of respect to you brothers out there on the highways and byways preaching this truth around the four corners of the earth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that you guys may be sealed soon. And with that, this is your brother Dawaba from the branch of GMS here in Chicago, coming right back at you with a little lesson. And as you see on my phone screen here, I got endured these last days for. And the title of this video is That Was a Long Time Ago, Get Over It, they say. Now, I'm gonna play the little 2-minute video, but also I sit up here and found an article. I found a few articles, but one article in particular had caught my interest. I'm going to read the article. It might take me a couple of minutes to read, and it's about Vidor, Texas, which she is talking about. A big part of this is talking about Vidor, Texas, how it was a sundown town. So I'm going to read it. It's from CNN. There was you could find a bunch of articles about it, but I thought this article was a more detailed one. So I'm going to read it after this play. And I'm going to grab a scripture too. But it just lets you know, hey, these Edomites don't give a fuck about you, Jakes, man. That hatred is going to always be there until Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai come and take these motherfuckers out of rulership. You know, it's just going to be there. You know, people need to sit up here and here it is. Our people are just so fucking blind because you got a few goodies and all this other shit. And you think you got some type of freedom and you think you're doing some shit all because they gave you some crumbs. These motherfuckers hate you. And there are places in this country that you cannot go still. Your ass will disappear, just like in that movie Get Out. You know? They made that movie for a goddamn reason. And it definitely, you know what, hey, I'm finna sit up here and play this and I'm gonna read that article. That article might be a couple of minutes to read, but I think it's a very good article. But I'm gonna play this video first.
I'm sick and tired of hearing people say that people of color just need to get over it already because it was so long ago. No, it wasn't. My father remembers his father raising hunting dogs that he would rent out on the weekend for hunting parties, only these weren't regular hunting parties. These big bubbas would set up these almost lemonade type stands during the week and sell these little carts for like, I don't know, a nickel, 25 cents. They were person of color hunting licenses. And everyone who bought one during the week, they would gather together on the weekend with all their trucks, and they would round up as many people of color in the surrounding areas as they could find, turn them loose in the woods, and set the dogs after them. There are people alive today whose family were hunted down in the woods by dogs, and they raised their children to have a well-earned distrust of white people and of police officers. Because I guarantee you, any of the police officers that weren't wearing the hoods were turning a blind eye. This town, Vidor, Texas, at one time, I believe was known as the most racist city in the United States. It was a sundown town. They had a billboard that said, "Person of color, don't let the sun set on your ass." And anyone who was not white knew you don't drive through Vidor after dark. Even truckers would avoid that route if they weren't 100% certain that they could make it through before sundown, because God forbid they had a blowout or some sort of mechanical trouble in Vidor, Texas after dark, because they had citizens and police officers patrolling looking for them. If you were in Vidor, Texas after dark and you were not white, you probably wouldn't be seen again, or at least you wouldn't be seen in one piece. It's hard for me to talk about. The library sold t-shirts with rifles across it that said, "People of color, we're ready for you." The Klan marched down Main Street openly and with full support of the municipalities and the people until 1985. 1985.
All right, so you heard what she said. Now I'm finna sit up here and read this article. And it's from CNN.com. Texas still hunted by no blacks after dark pass. Posted at 9:44 Eastern Time. This was December 13, 2006 by Keep Oppenheim. CNN. I'm going to read quite a bit of this, but it's really interesting if brothers want to sit through just want to listen, and I'm gonna try to read through it kind of fast, and I might just touch on points. But Viter, Texas, CNN. As a reporter from CNN, I've spent a lot of time traveling around the United States, and along the way, I've developed some impressions of who we are and where we are as a society. When it comes to relations between blacks and whites, it's no surprise to me that we are in many places still separated despite a desire for better relations. African Americans often live in one neighborhood, whites in another. When I was recently assigned to cover a story about the history of racism in Vida, Texas for Paula Zahn Now show, it turned out that I was surprised by some of the things I found, namely that some whites were openly telling me they still wanted separations from blacks. Vida is a small city of 11,000 people near Texas Gulf Coast, not too far from the Louisiana border. Despite the fact that Beaumont, a much bigger city just 10 minutes away, is quite integrated, Vida is not. There are very few blacks there. It's mostly white. There is a large part because of the history of racism in Vida, a past that continues to haunt the present. We've been trying to live down something for 40 to 50 years, said Orange County Commissioner Beamon Minton. Once convicted, you're a convicted felon. You can't ever put that aside. Vida was one of the hundreds of communities in America known as a sundown town, places where blacks were not welcome after dark. In some of these towns, signs handwritten or printed were posted saying things like "whites only after dark." But in general, sundown towns existed by reputation. Blacks knew there were places to avoid after dark. Now here's a point too. Charles Jones is a 62-year-old African-American man who lived in Beaumont. He told us when he was 19, he and 3 of his black friends were changing a flat tire on their broken down car in Vida one night. A white policeman stopped. He said, "Well, let me tell you boys, better wrap and get out of here because I'm going to go down to the next exit and come back around. You better be gone," Jones recalled. Vida also has a reputation as having for the Ku Klux Klan. In fact, Jones recalls seeing a Klan rally in Vida when he was a child. Vida city officials point that doesn't mean the rally was filled with Vida residents. They say the Klan brought members from all over and targeted Vida for rallies. But here's one of the points I want to get to too. One of the most memorable instances of that was in 1993 when the federal government tried to change years of racial separation. Now look at this, it says 1993, and bought a handful of blacks in Vida's public housing. In response, a Klan march in Vida. Within months, the few black families moved out and African Americans were left with a deep impression that still exists today. They think that's a racist town. It is. It is. It ain't no more. I don't have to read too much more of this, but and Salakia for the long read. But hey, these motherfucking devils just hate you, motherfuckers. Just hate us, point blank. Period. They hate you, so-called black people. You so-called African Americans. Them bywords and the bywords that they use. That bywords that they call us black, Negro, nigger, porch monkeys. All sorts of shit, spooks, and every other name they could think of. Hispanic, Latin, Mexican, Puerto Rican. All those are bywords. That's not what we are. We're the Israelites of the Bible. Everything else is bullshit. But these motherfuckers gonna hate you forever. So with that, man, I'm just gonna grab a few scriptures because, hey, this is our people. That was in 1993, and our people still under the illusion that we in a great country. This country stinks, and we can't wait till it's gone. But with that, let me go to Amos first, chapter 1. And this is what they think of you, and this is what they're going to forever think of you. Thus saith the Lord thy power, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. But I will send a fire upon Timon, which shall devour the places of Basra. And look what he said. He kept his wrath. He kept that anger. He didn't turn away the sword. What did the woman sit up here and say? She sit up here and said they gathered as many black people as they want, release them, and unleash the dogs on them. She said when they were found in them cities after dark, she said you probably, if you did be found, you'd be found in pieces. What the fuck? And she was talking about people still alive. It's 1985 was the part that she talked about. And then in there it says 1993 when they tried to bring families in there. What happened? The Klan and whatever else, they were all for it. It wasn't just the Klan, it was the people in there. They were all for it moving. You motherfuckers want to sit up here and love your enemy, man. Love your goddamn enemy. What the fuck for? Why? Here it is, we got a righteous kingdom coming where we're gonna be immortal, have everything, and you wanna stay here. What the fuck wrong with you motherfuckers? Out of your goddamn mind. But here, let me sit up here and go here. But that point was right there. These motherfuckers gonna forever hate you. Then they don't love you. But our people still trust them and want to be around them. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for as like iron rusted so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away. And who's to say the few black families there that ain't been fucked up or fucked with or been fucked over? You know, people always sit up here. It says never trust thine enemy. Why would you want to move into a place that's been known to fucking totally hate you? You know, that makes no sense. But you fuckers want to sit up here and live around these motherfuckers. And then when you come up missing, then all of a sudden, what you going to say? It says never trust thine enemy. These words are here for a reason. I'm going to go down. I'm going to just drop down to 13. This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? Ain't nobody gonna pity you, man. You've been warned and you've been told. These motherfuckers are not your friends. They're your fucking enemies. They're your fucking enemies. As a matter of fact, I was gonna end it right there, but they're your fucking enemies. And here, let's just go to Psalms 83. These are your fucking enemies. These are the same people. And it says it right here in Psalms 83. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. Who are the hidden ones? The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, the true Israelites of the Bible. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. That same name, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites, of Moab and the Hagarenes. But what did it say? What's the first one? Edom, the Edomites. Esau, Edom. But here it is, our people want to sit up here and still love these motherfuckers. You know, the Lord said he has an anger against them forever. Point blank, period. Esau said he's going to have a hatred against you forever, and that's in Genesis chapter 27. Hey, the days of mourning my father are over, and I'm going to go after, I'm chopped it up at that part, but he said he's going to have an anger. You know what? Let me just go ahead and just grab that part right there. No, I just end it right there. Let me just go ahead and grab that part in Genesis 27. I'm just going to go straight to that part. And here it is. Genesis 27 and 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. He's going to always hate you. Period. He's going to hate you for a blessing that he was never going to get. It was never his. And just so you can sit up here and understand Esau, Edom, let's go to Malachi. Chapter 1. And you know what? I'm just going to go to 3. This is Malachi 1 and 3. And I hated Esau and laid his mountain and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build in desolate places. Thus saith the Lord thy power of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. And he said, I hated Esau. Esau, Edom, Edom, the Edomites. Esau is the what they call him, the progenitor, or the progenitor. I might be saying that word wrong. Or the Edomites, so-called white race. But hey, they're gonna have an indignation against you. They hate you. They hate us. You know, and that hate is is forever. And it's gonna be here until Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai come take them out of power. So with that, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Kakwadash. Double honors to those elders and apostles out there from Great Millstone who teach and rule well. A lot of respect to you brothers out there on the highways and byways preaching this truth around the four corners of the earth. And salutations to the hopeful life that you guys may be sealed soon. And with that, I always say stay prayed up, brothers. Pray for each other because we're almost up out of here. And with that, I'd like to say Anya Ahab Atham Akil. Shalom.